The paper trembles in the hands of a man who thought he owned the sterile white of the laboratory envelope is torn open, and the bold, undeniable letters of the DNA results scream a truth that shatters the Spencer empire into a million jagged pieces. The line of no return has been crossed, and the collision course is welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is a beautiful sunny Tuesday, and we are absolutely thrilled to dive into the latest math. So, we all knew Darcy Dillon was coming to Los Angeles, right? We knew Kelly Sullivan was cast. We were aware that she would show up to protect Melissa Dillon, her daughter, from Katie Logan Spencer's total control. However, absolutely no one anticipated this. At this point, I'm yelling at my screen because the sheer audacity of this plot twist is blowing my mind. Okay, where was I? Right. So, Darcy walks into the Logan. She's looking fierce. She's looking ready to tear Katie apart for calling her daughter a gold, but Bill Spencer is there. Dollar Bill. The man, the myth, the legend. He's standing there, probably thinking about a crush Forrester Creations or whatever, and he turns up. He locks eyes with Dar, and you guys, his jaw dropped. My jaw dropped. The whole world stopped spinning for you could literally see the color drain from Bill's face. I am not exaggerating. He looked like he had seen a ghost. And honestly, he kind of did. Because all of a sudden, the memories come flooding decades ago, long before Katie, long before Brooke, long before the Spencer Empire was what it is today. Bill had this incredibly passionate, fiery, all-consuming romance. And it was with Darcy. Darcy Dillon. I'm dead. I am actually but wait, before that happened, actually, I need to give you the backstory because it makes it so much crazy. Back in the day, Darcy and Bill were madly in love. It was one of those youthful, reckless but then Darcy just vanished. She literally disappeared without a trace, leaving Bill completely heartbroken and gone. He never knew why she left. He never got closure. She just packed up her life and took a massive, dark secret with her. And now, decades later, she is standing in his office, the audacity. As a result, Bill is standing there completely perplexed and unable to speak. Katie is probably blabbering in the background about fashion lines and Eric's designs, but Bill isn't hearing a single word. He looks at Melissa Dillon after focusing on Darcy. He looks at Dillon standing next to Dar, and you can literally see the math happening in his weight. Did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, Bill is looking at Dillon. He's looking at her eyes, her face, her attitude, and the realization hits him like a freight. Dillon is Darcy's daughter. Could it be that Darcy vanished all those years ago? Could Dillon actually be his daughter? I can't breathe. My heart was pounding so fast, I thought I was having a medical emer, and then the horror sets in. The absolute stomach-churning horror. Because if Dillon is Bill's daughter, and Will is Bill's, oh my god. They are half sib, and they have been flirting. They have been making out. They really fell asleep on the couch together. I am screaming. I am physically throwing things at my telev. Why would the writers do that? This is so sick and twisted, and I am absolutely here for every single second. Which, by the way, is insane considering that they have been building this romantic tension for months. Remember when she lived above his garage and when Dillon was homeless? Electra dumped Will, and Dillon has been right there swooping in trying to get Will into, and Will has been so vulnerable and heartbroken. He's actually been considering the ticking clock on this is giving me so much anxiety. I can't even Bill is completely distracted. He was supposed to be running Logan with Katie, but he is zoning out. He can't focus on Boosie. He keeps staring into space, sweating, panicking. He knows he has to find out the truth. Because she evidently concealed this from him for a reason, he cannot simply inquire of Darcy. Hard, undeniable proof. This leads to the most unhinged sequence of events I have ever seen. Bill decides he needs to run a secret DNA. But to do that, he needs Dillon's DNA. So what does this billionaire mogul? He sneaks around like a common thief. I was like, are you serious right now, Bill? He is successful in obtaining Dillon's sample. I have no idea how he did it at all. Maybe he hugged her awkwardly. Maybe he swiped her hairbrush while she wasn't looking. It was so chaotic. However, He obtains the hair and rushes it to his private area. The wait was real torture. I was sitting on my couch biting my nails down to the quick. They kept switching between Will and Dylan at the beach and Bill pacing in his office while awaiting the results. And don't even get me started on the beach house scene. Will is sad, drinking a beer, whining about it, and Dylan is in full seduction. She is wearing this cute outfit, leaning in close, telling Will that he needs to forget about the Forresters and just have some. She is touching his arm, looking at his lips. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. And I'm just sitting there yelling, "No. He's your brother. Stop it right now." Seriously, I was sweating. The dramatic irony is we, the audience, know the horrific truth, but these two beautiful, clueless idiots are just staring into each other's eyes, getting closer and closer. Dylan is whispering about how she can make him smile again. Will is treating her like a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean as he looks at her. They are inches away from crossing a line that can literally never be uncut. Back to Bill. The lab technician hands him the end. This is the moment I described at the very beginning. The paper is trembling in his hand. He tears it open. He pulls out the sheet of paper. The camera zooms in on his face. His eyes widen. A tear literally falls down his cheek. The results are positive. Melissa Dylan is William Spencer's biological. I fell off. My eye actually fell onto the floor. The confirmation, the absolute confirmation that Dylan is. Think about the irony. Let's just pause and think about Katie Logan's. Katie has been so vicious to Dylan. She has been calling her a gold digger, accusing her of social climbing, treating her like absolute trash because she thought Dylan was just trying to latch onto the Spencer family. For Katie has been investigating her, trying to ruin her, and all this time, Dylan is a Spencer. She is the rightful heir to the Spencer fortune. She is Bill's flesh and blood. I can't wait to see Katie's expression when she finds out about this. Her head is actually going to. The karma is so delicious, I could eat it with a spoon. Okay, where was right? The results. Bill sees the positive res and then the second realization hits. Will and Dylan. He knows they have been spending time. He knows Dylan has a crush on Will. He knows Will is currently alone with her at the beach. Bill drops the paper. He sprints out of the off. He doesn't even say a word to Katie or any. He just bolts. He jumps into his expensive sports car and starts driving like an absolute maniac. The tires are screeching. The engine is roaring. He is running red lights. He is sweating bullets. At this point, I'm yelling at my screen, "Drive faster, Bill. Step on the gas." Cut back to the beach house. The lights are dim. The music is soft. Dylan leans in. Will doesn't pull away. Their faces are so close. Their noses are brushed. Dylan closes her. Will closes his. It is happy. Incest is actually about to happen on my television screen in the year 2020. I'm holding my breath. I'm literally covering my eyes with my hands, but I can't look away from what I'm seeing through my fingers. Suddenly, the front door of the beach house is violently thrown open. It crashes against the wall with a massive bang. Bill Spencer bursts into the room, breathing heavily, looking like a wild stop. Bill roars. His voice echoes through the entire house. Will and Dylan jump apart, completely startled. They look at Bill like he has lost his damn. Will is like, "Dad, what the hell is going on? Why are you barging in here?" Dylan is looking confused and slightly annoyed that her big romantic moment was just ruined. No idea. She has absolutely no idea that the man standing in the doorway, panting and sweating, is her biological. Bill walks into the room. He examines Will. He looks at Dylan. He is shaking. He looks like he is about to collapse from the sheer adrenaline and terror of what almost just he managed to stop. He stopped them just in. If he had been even 60 seconds, I can't even think about. It's too dark. It is way too dark even for this. You can't be together, Bill says. His voice. He is looking right at Dylan. Will is getting angry. He thinks Bill is just interfering in his love. "Dad, back off. You don't get to tell me who I can and cannot see. Electra's gone, and Dylan is here. It's none of your business." "Is my business, Will," Bill shouts back. And then he turns to Dylan. His eyes are full of so much sorrow and regret, and he looks at this girl who was homeless, who lived in her car, who struggled for so long, and he realizes she is his blood. "Dylan," Bill whispers, "your mother Darcy. I saw her today." Dylan freezes. Her eyes widen. You know my mother?"